So, Andy,
I was invited last, as last choice.
well, I couldn't figure out how to get a hold of him. Like, hey, wait, Facebook. It's perfect for that. Now, before we get going, you guys have any questions on how to play the game?
I might.
Because I won't lie. If you're playing a game and you ask a question, you may or may not get a snarky response.
Okay, here's my answer.
Answer.
Here's my question.
What is this, Jeff?
So here's my square. How do I? Okay, I can move in 3 directions.
Well, you can.
There. Yeah. So I
Just consider this one big square.
Okay, so this is 1 square. How do I attain more squares to move? Like, how do I say? Now I moved here. Now how do I move?
What's our starting square? We get 2 squares per turn, don't we?
Yeah, that seemed a little too slow, so I'm just going to double that. So,
Well, so
4,
this is how many I
4,
can move?
you happen to be 6.
6?
Yes.
Because of your character class?
Is this how many I can move? Like
No.
Oh, okay, so 2 at a time.
Hey, how come I don't have any of those?
Can I grind and level?
All our character sheets look very different. You have weak point at the bottom, you have numbers, and I have nothing.
Why do I only have a limit?
Yes, that's very true. Good
I'll keep that.
observation. Around the monster may have different impact on what you're doing to said monster. The premise here is you're all different levels. You all know kind of different information about the monster. How you choose or to share or not to share that information is up to you.
We have an orientation we're supposed to be holding these?
Now, so when you get into a battle, that's when this thing becomes important, because you need to know your position of the monster. So that's just going to be their way of facing. We have 2 ways to do it. We can use stickies, so you can put where yourself are and where the other guys are, or you can just turn things around with the stickies, whatever is easier for you.
So my next question is, we can move 2 spaces.
4.
To 4, okay, we can move 4, and you can move 6. How do we know which direction it's moving? Do we have a indication of where the monster is in the room? Do we have a hot and cold? Or are we just moving blindly until we bump into it?
Imagine you're exploring a dungeon in an RPG.
So we're walking around in tall grass.
In Pokemon, yeah.
Tall grass and
Yes, Pokemon. That's where you find the Pokemon.
Yeah, that's where we encounter wild Pokemon, this is true.
All
Okay.
right.
Alright.
I don't.
So, you got hit for that much, right?
Yeah.
So your life is down that much?
Yes. Indeed.
I roll a paddle.
Well, I will.
Andy Perry.
Yes.
Let go.
Yes.
I choose to attack again.
Oh, keep going.
When are you gonna die?
This monkey never dies.
Right about now.
Okay. You guys can complete the fate, and you get the baby back. Actually, it's nothing. Because it's in the physical
Oh,
world.
it's nothing!
So basically,
We
you
forgot
guys
to
are
hook
basically
Phil up
an
with
empty
this
space.
gift
Oh,
certificate.
my.
Okay, so then I'm gonna attack
Yeah,
him.
but you can look at him and see how he's doing.
He doesn't look that tired. Okay.
Bam! Okay, so you're in front of him, he's not defending, you give him someone else.
Yeah. I give him that. Okay.
Yeah, that's how much you hit him for.
Yeah. Okay, your
It's your
turn.
turn.
Oh, I know.
So you can only turn if I'm still in the battle zone?
You can only turn. The only time you can try and escape or go after someone is if they leave the battle.
Okay.
He said they broke up.
So
That
stay
makes
with
sense.
them.
Yeah, I probably believe
Yeah,
it.
that's AI versus.
Usually if they break up, they're just like, or they'll just fight.
So make sure you're facing the angles, or choose who you're facing first off.
Playing with strangers.
Yeah, totally. Because I mean, honestly, people don't really like, hey, you're playing the game.
it's a wide variety
Unless
of people.
there's like a ring,
Unless you're at PAX.
people would play
Unless you're at
stranger.
PAX.
Exactly.
If there's
But
leaderboard.
PAX is a much different environment
Exactly.
than the regular world.
Exactly, because you play, DS games
Well, what
with
if there's
friends
like,
there, but not
anytime I would
anywhere
ever want to compete or do anything with strangers online is if there's some type of leaderboard or something.
Yeah.
Or there's some type of ranking system. Like online with racing games or with sports games, people want to be on top or whatever.
else. Where there's no direct competition or interaction though, if it's
Yeah,
meet,
there
right?
isn't, yeah, I'm not saying, but I'm saying that's the only instance I can think of where I would want to interact with strangers and
Yeah.
everything.
Because even, like, I like to play fighting games a lot. I kill all my friends. I think I'm really good. I step online and I get embarrassed. And that makes me not want to go online against people I don't know anymore. And I'm a pretty hardcore game player. Most people are not as hardcore as I am, and they have less confidence than I do. And if I feel that way, people who have less confidence about playing video games feel like that tenfold, right? So we need to take steps to break down those.
Yeah, like playing in
stranger
groups or in parties or whatever.
I may be out and I don't feel like dealing with a random jack off coming up to me going, "Hey, let's go on a quest today." Sorry, bro. Like,
I would suggest, because this definitely is a game that would be played more in passive mode. I don't know how familiar you guys are with, this a Japanese game that's perfect for this. My most recent example would be The World Ends With You.
That's a weird game, right?
Yeah, it is. And you collect these things called pins. What you can do is set them on to be passive. And if you keep the DS on, it will automatically interact with other people that are in passive mode. And there's a bunch of these games that interact like this.
Nintendo? Is it Nintendo?
Nintendo doesn't, but there's a whole bunch of them right now.
Okay.
There's one that's only on Japan right now, but I can't remember the name of it. It's a Monster Hunter type game, but not Monster Hunter. And it's really big because people carry these things around in like the train stations in Japan, and they all interact with each other while they don't even have to do it. Then they can pull it out and actively quest with other people. I would suggest that having all the quests entail monsters, and having to actively do these quests becomes a very annoying way to play the game. I've been playing a lot of Borderlands recently, and having to go back and forth from town to finish a quest is really annoying. And what they let you do is take a bunch of quests all at once, go out, you can do all of them while you're out and around there, because okay, I'm close to this quest now, I'll go do this, because these worlds are really big. You don't always have a car.
The only thing
to
is,
go
if
around
this
in.
is tied in with a real geographical location,
Yeah, it's
that
big.
That would make sense, right?
Yeah, exactly. So I can take a bunch of quests. I'm going around, I have 20 minutes right now, I can go around, okay, I want to do this quest I have to go to a location, this quest I have to grab an item, bring it somewhere else. Not all of them maybe necessarily entail battle, so I'm not going to just get my ass kicked while my phone's in my pocket, I'm talking to somebody. So I wouldn't take those quests, or I turn those quests off at the moment, or I'd make them inactive, and take the other quests, still be active.
I think that's a good idea.
And that way you can do these things while you're doing other things, because this is very much a passive game. You're not going to walk around with your phone in your hand the entire time. Maybe you will when you're in a battle with a monster, and there can be a separate notification for that. While you're doing most things, so you're not going to be walking around with your phone out in your hand looking around and stuff. You're going to be going to a location, say, okay, I'm going to this corner right now, I'm going to that corner, I'm going to this park, this across town, I know where it is, I'll just walk there, right? If you incorporate social quests, like if you say, I'm playing this game right now, I'm going to post a quest that says, I want somebody to go from here to this point and bring me back an item, I'll post up a 50 gil reward or something like that. And if you can post up social quests like that, if I can be sitting at home browsing through quest lists and say, oh, my friend has posted this reward for this quest, I'll take that one, I'll do it tomorrow. And then when I pull up my phone and it says active quests, you're close to this one right now, I can rock that quest out, right? And that's just from a sheer usability standpoint.